So, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't done intros for a long time, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So, I've got community activist and singer and songwriter. I got Jesse Royal. Where I go on with you, brother?
Respect, fam. Give thanks for having me here, Definitely always a joy for day in London,
Yeah, man. This isn't your first time in London, is it?
No, definitely not the first time. The third or fourth time, I believe.
So, what was it like the first time that you came over? Like, what was the experience for you when you jumped on the plane to get here?
The first time was definitely an eye-opening experience. I had never experienced the vastness of what England is. So the first time I came, we literally went from Manchester to Brighton to Bournemouth to,
Was it like a tour that you were on at the time?
Yeah, we did up on a tour. We did go as far as even Glasgow in Scotland.
Jesus. Yeah, one of my best friends is from Glasgow. So, I mean, that must have been like, hello, like blowing your mind and stuff.
Yeah, and our mad professor was a part of the tour too. So it was a really nice vibes,
Yeah. So what did you take away as like, obviously this is your third, fourth time. So, what's the biggest takeaway that you've taken away from you when you've been over here these
Every
times?
time I come back, I realize the youth, them I get a little more hold. The place is not as light.
Right.
The food options I get a little more vast.
Really? I would have thought like, back in Jamaica. I mean, obviously, it's distinct sort of food that you eat there, like, but I guess from being over here, it's like you got a little bit more options, like, Chinese, Indian, obviously,
No, what
Jamaican
happens
food,
is, remember, say you have like, you have people who are immigrant people who come over here, but it's authentic people. So you still have a lot of first generation people who cook the food them over here. So when you experience Indian food, you experience it from some Indian people. When you get Chinese food, it's from some Chinese people. And through me as a global citizen, we love our culture, but we also appreciate everybody else's culture. And we try to find, nice, and through me love food, me like to see what people do with ingredients. People take the same ingredients and do different things with it. So yeah, me definitely see them thing they like. May I say the place I get a bit more culturally integrated. I mean, to somebody who live in here, them probably say, no, yo, things still wicked royal. But me now, through me now live here, so me I tell you, say, from say 8 years ago, in comparison to now, even which part we there right here now in the Hackney, me, when me I walk on the street, me I see more of everybody else. Than just one set of people,
So you feel like it's a great sense of being multicultural as a country, as opposed to maybe in Jamaica you see one, maybe a few type of people, like definitely mixed, like there's different cultures, but obviously over here it's so vast, like you said.
What happens is, you can't try to take over the world and don't think the world are going to take you over.
Oof. I mean, not even 5 minutes and you're giving me a gem already. Wow. I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah, man. You try to take over the world and know the world are going to take you over. That's the reality of life, I
mean, obviously, your fourth time over here now. You're here for City Splash this weekend.
Yeah.
How long have you been over here for anyway? Have you been here a while or?
Yeah, we're there for about 5 days now. Just do some work and I connect with some people and I hold some reasonings because I haven't been here in like 3-4 years,
Mad.
So, shout out to even man like Minnie, what did I give her a nice certain reason? Rasquami them.
Yes, big up Rasquami, man.
What Shani B them, all of the man them where. I give away the essential reasoning that we definitely have to make sure so we go share with the youth them, like,
When was the last time you performed in the UK? Was it like the last time you came over?
No,
like,
the last show me doing at the UK was Jamaica, one of Jamaica celebration. It was Nesbeth, myself, and Ziggy Marley.
Wow.
Yeah, and O2, I don't remember which one of the O2 them, but yeah, it was a lovely vibes,
Yeah. In terms of one of the stories that I saw from yesterday, obviously, Calipo and all them things there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to talk too much, but obviously I saw your care package that you got. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, some grind and some paper and thing, you know.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it's
So you got
right,
that
right.
sorted nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good youth is a brilliant youth actually, you know, an incredible mind, you know, and him see the organic way of life as a conversation that need to be entered in, you know what I mean, and is a youth where I go all time way for stay legal and keep the reality of what this beautiful thing have to offer. So even if you not get this, even if you're not getting the plant, you're getting information, and it might feed you with rich, righteous information what can help you to remove the veil from your eyes. You know what I mean?
I mean, as much as we're living in unprecedented times, you know, you've made your stamp like as a resurgence of like true reggae music. I mean, it seems like business as usual for you. So like during like the height of the pandemic, even till now, like how are things mentally for you as far as like, you know, keeping things moving? Has it been difficult at times, like making music, or is it just like business as usual?
I would say it's business as usual. Cause what happen is my life not really change, you know, my life for my life. You know, my time when me get to exist is it, you know, and I try not to dictate what I want things to be. I'm kind of in a stage where me analyze and try to overstand. And then you're able to move, you know, but if you're trying to run in a flood, you're going last. You see me I say? And if you try swim in a desert, you go confused.
Yeah,
So,
you would. Yeah, you would.
So
be
you understand? So it's
Yeah.
like you just have to know what go on now, where you're there, and how you move out of that. So as me I said, throughout my mind work, my mind only work like I have a very solution oriented type of thought pattern.
So there's never a problem for you. There's always a solution.
No. Because what is a problem without a solution?
True.
If the problem don't have a solution, it's not a problem.
Wow. Another Jesus Christ, another gem. So there's not a problem. There's not a problem without a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the equal thing. What is up without down?
It's
What's
like
left without
it's like
right?
the same attractions.
Yeah, it's the same attraction. So as me I say, you just have to know where you pour your energy and where you focus on. So I must admit that I've seen a lot of people going through a lot of trying situations and trying times, whether because of lack of planning or just because of the reality of one's existence. You know what I mean? But so we're not negating or discrediting the reality that it's hard for some people. You know what I mean? But what me I try show the same people is that nothing in a life not really hard. But you know what I mean? If you want food,
You can go get it.
right. If you want shelter,
You can go get it.
right. Now if you want to pay for food, I don't know if I help you.
Right.
If you want to pay for shelter, I can help you.
Right.
If you know what I mean? But what I mean is you have to know, say there is not no one way to this place where you try to reach. Remember say food up on the tree before the supermarket bill, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's
don't
true.
ever forget that it's not the supermarket that give you food. The supermarket just make it convenient for you go
For
get
you
the
to
food.
go and get it for yourself.
Right. But if you as a man can't really know what it take for you for survive and a pre for set up your life in a way where you can survive high or low tide, then you have yourself a blame, you know?
Wow.
Because the creator already kind of
He
provide
provided
everything.
Yeah, he provided everything.
Water there for drink before we get thirsty, you know?
Yeah.
You
It's
never
already
wait
there
until we get
before
thirsty and say,
Yeah.
all right, you know what? Let me think about how I'm going to quench them thirst.
Yeah.
So as I say, everything is here provided, but you have to know where you're looking and what you're looking for.
So it sounds like for you, like you literally like just know every sort of way about it, like, you know, natural sources, like, you know how to really go about it, like even through what is convenient and what is government led, like you just know how to work around it to make it work for yourself in the most naturalist form.
Yeah, you have to know how to work around things, you know. You have to know how to maneuver yourself through this tricky place. Either stay one place and say, oh, I've been defeated and my resources are depleted, or you can analyze, adjust, you know what I mean, recalibrate and move with a focus, and you will see how everything kind of start falling in place.
Wow,
You know?
you definitely have a different mind, like to to all of us that have been used to the idea of like, you know, you can go get something from the supermarket, or you could just get something that you would think is the only way of getting it, but you see around things differently. So I like that about you, bro.
True. Me get the opportunity to live in the first world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust
I
me.
mean, there's other people around the world who say like Jamaica, them look on Jamaica like a developing country. But over Bumbleclaw, yes, are still a develop. Yeah?
Yeah,
I
man.
feel like the UK is still developing.
Yeah.
I feel like the United States have a whole heap of developing to do. And the funny part about it is it harder to recede or retract. So we know, I have the opportunity of knowing that a mango still grows on a tree. That's the first world. The first world was when everything is just what it is. There's water there running through the stream. Water don't come in a plastic bottle, it come out of this. You know? Everything what we consume should be able to be seen. Now, if you want to buy into the idea of this being the first world, I mean, you look at it. Look at the cancer rates. Look at the suffering. Look at the poverty. You know, people over here so with hundreds of thousands of pounds, and it's some of the most unhappy people I ever meet in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I know some people at Jamaica who don't even know what they're going to eat for dinner.
That's crazy.
And the amount of joy where I vibrate out of them is inspirational.
Yeah. And,
So,
you're definitely inspirational, man. Like, you know, there's so much I want to unravel, but like I know I'm on a time limit here. But let's give a quick breakdown. So you're born from St. James.
no, I'm not born from St. James. I'm born from my mother named Heather.
Yeah.
And my father named Leroy.
Oh,
but
right,
I was born in
You were
St.
born
James.
in St. James.
But me don't know no James never born me.
Okay. And Maroon Town.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, like I've heard about.
Yeah, so you have
growing up on the
different.
hills.
Yeah, man, you have different maroon towns. There were different settlement grounds.
Right.
All across Jamaica, from Trelawney to St. James, as well as St. Elizabeth, Portland. Yeah, but me just happened to fall from the St. James village. You know, that's my legacy on my father's side.
Wow. And then you moved over to Kingston sometime later. What made you decide that you wanted to move to Kingston, where you've been in?
No.
At
that point, it was not my decision. What happened is my father did move to Kingston a year before, and then my mother and the family followed.
Right.
You know, I moved to Kingston, and that just happened to be a different setting, but. I was 7 or 8 years old. I was not making any decisions at that time.
Can you imagine at 8? Yeah, like I'm going to move across town. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
No, definitely not. You know, that was definitely my parents' inspiration. You know, them did get whatever inspiration them get, and Kingston it was.
Talk to me about the Maroon Town, because what I've heard is like, you know, it was centered around like runaway slaves and you know, people that couldn't catch you up on the hills. So talk to me briefly about like you being centered there and how significant that was to you being there.
We never seen no slave up there. You know, I didn't see any slaves. I understand that you're saying.
No, but it's like the history behind it.
No. So me I gotta explain to you now. So the word maroon, right, is what, French? I think it's French, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so it come maroon. That's the word where maroon come from. Right, and them is runaway. I think that word mean.
Right.
You cannot identify me as a runaway slave.
Right. I didn't mean you
no.
But just like as a.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Unless the story that you're reading is coming from the oppressor. Because if you read my storybook, it will tell you, say, we were kings and queens who were tricked and had to find our way out. Is the man who see me as fame property tell me, say, I'm a runaway slave. I'm not your fucking property. So I was never yours in the first place to be running away from your place that you want me to be. So my whole mindset is that this was and is one of the bravest act them and the bravest thing them were going in our time. And is as part of the story, one need to be pushed up more. I realize, say from the other day, people are try ask me, questions that the oppressor would have asked me. No. So it's which side you depend on. As my brother, you should have said, so yeah, as a king and queen I live up there, sir. Because we know how wicked it was when them take with upon the ship and move it through the middle passage. But I could never identify with labels that were put on me by our oppressor. Because him don't know me.
Yeah.
Him don't know my mind. Him don't know my heart. Him don't know my dreams. Him don't know him don't respect my legacy. Him don't respect my history. So why should I acknowledge him bumbleclad label?
Yeah.
Why should I give this fucking person the power to determine what I am called?
As a person, yeah. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
So, man, a former king and queen were find back with dignity. You know about no runaway slave.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but I mean, in a thing.
I understand everything what you're saying now.
Yeah, no.
But
no,
at the
I totally
re-education.
understand. It was something I read, and I just wanted to have it clarified.
Yeah, man.
So it's something I read, but I just wanted to hear it from the source of how your perception of it was. So,
yeah.
You know, obviously it's just clarified. And I'm glad I've understood it further.
Yeah, man.
You know, because obviously I'm still learning. Like, even for me, like.
All of we still a learn. Yeah. But it's just a re-education now. Well, we just close one book and open another book.
100%.
Right? Because if I forever put him in the position of power,
yeah,
then how am I ever going to rise myself from the lower?
And you are the power.
We are the power.
You are the power.
How me if you make a man tell me who I am? How me if you make a next man tell my story? Like the African proverb go, you know? Until the lion speak, the tail will always glorify the hunter.
Wow. Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So
I love this because, like, for me to learn stuff like, you know, that I've never learned before, and I really appreciate that coming from you.
Them not gonna tell you that, man.
Yeah,
them
I know they will.
Tell you say you're rich already.
Yeah.
Them not gonna tell you say there's nothing over here that could have made them rich.
Yeah.
Them not gonna tell you say them didn't need weed for make. Them didn't need weed for plant sugar cane. Them not gonna tell you say them didn't need the diamonds.
Yeah.
Them not gonna tell you say them didn't need the gold. Them not gonna tell you say them didn't need a nation of people. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you really look at the reality now, don't watch the supermarket. It's like till you start go to the supermarket, it's like till you forget. Till you start go to the supermarket, you forget say, is the universe create the food? You know, the supermarket is only selling it. So all of these countries where they might look powerful, but it's who made them, right? So that means we are innately wealthy because you have to come and take from what we have to gain your wealth. And even as much as you take, there's still so much here. So you can imagine what type of reservoir of wealth we is.
Well, I mean, there's so much you've unraveled, and you know, thank you so much for schooling me on all that.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of schooling, you know, I wanted to touch on school days because, you know, that's where you met Ziggy Marley.
Ziggy's son, Daniel Marley.
Daniel Marley, Ziggy Marley's son, Bambata.
Yeah.
I mean, before we get into the music side of things, there was, because I'm a big fan of wrestling. I'm a big fan of WWE.
Yeah, wrestling.
Yeah. Now, 2000, Ziggy Marley was part of the audience, and I believe that was Daniel that was with him as his son.
Yeah, I think so. I think Daniel did.
Yeah, because The Rock was mentioning Ziggy in the crowd. And I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, I think Daniel, you know.
Yeah. Because I saw him as a boy, and I looked at some of the pictures now. I thought, nah, that's the same guy.
Hey, man. Yeah, man.
Did he ever speak to you about his experience? Like, you know, I mean, obviously he was a baby at the time, but did he ever speak to you about being at that show?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, not in particular, but me and Daniel. Daniel is like my brother from another. You know, so I mean, like we've been friends for 25 years, probably now.
Wow.
Like
that's
25 years. Yeah, that's a long time. But what me I try to show you is one of the greatest youth them me ever meet in a lifetime. Daniel Bambata is one of the most stylish, one of the most creative, one of the most forward thinkers I've ever met in life, you know, and is a blessing for call that youth there, my brother, you know.
Yeah,
Man.
I've known someone. I know one of my friends for like nearly on 20 years, and I've had that sort of relationship.
Yeah,
what
man.
you're describing is like a brother.
Yeah,
to
man.
you.
All when me and Daniel not speak for a year, the communication remain clear.
So, I mean, like, you know, even from that, like, you know, you met in school days and, you know, what made you decide, like, because obviously both of you were talking, like, you know, within music. How did you get to that point that you both wanted to, like, you know, go on that sort of path? Like, what were the conversations that sparked it?
Oh, no, what happened is, I would say it kind of really was just a natural progression. I mean, that was kind of what we are around. When we did younger, we used to, like, mimic, or let me not say mimic, that's a very harsh word. But we used to do our take on Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers, you know? And that was fun for us, you know what I mean? Yeah. We used to lean up rakes and sledgehammers and shovels and, you know, do all of the part them. And as time progressed, obviously we were in love with music. We did get the, what did I say, you know? So Uncle Damian Marley, halfway through was like when we in a grade 6 going into first form.
Right.
And that was definitely something what woke us up in a different way, cause we say, yo, like what go on now? You know? And them thing there, as me say, is definitely some seeds what is definitely right at the root of our fire, where you see a blaze even to this day. You know, and as we said, natural progression, we did start make our own music and do our little thing in the living room, and from that progress this, you know, like like
what's the biggest lesson? I mean, you know, hats off to the Marley family, and you know, we all love the Marley family and what they've brought as their legacy. Like, is there anything that, you know, you guys have learned together that you apply to your day-to-day life? Like, is there anything that stands out to you?
You mean from the family?
As in, like, from the Marley family?
One thing that sticks out from the Marley family that I can say I've learned is just unity.
Yeah.
Like understanding
100%.
your team, you know what I mean? Like understanding your family, and is a very close unit that look out for each other, and you don't have to ask if the love dead. You know what I mean? And it's something what I've always admired, you know what I mean, and hope for like not duplicate, but you mean I want those energies in my legacy as time progress. You know, me know Bob happy. You know, Bob knows say Bob knows say yes,
definitely
like
up there smiling.
Yeah, and keep it together and give it the ability for grow, or get the chance for grow, because only a foundational love have any chance, and anything else, if I not that, it I go crumble some point, sometime. You know, so as I said, that's something what me definitely admire, and have definitely learned from the family. And you know what I mean, and whether you're close or extended, the love remain.
And speaking like love clear. Remaining, like, you know, building up your connections. I mean, you know, you've worked with likes of like Vybz Kartel, Sean Paul, Protege, Chronixxx, Stevie Aoki, Major Lazer. I mean, you know, is it again like all natural in terms of like connections that you built over the years?
Yeah, all of those connections have been natural. You know what I mean? Sean Paul, somebody what me respect highly, literally reached out and was like, yo, they have this thing here, you think you that? And for me, it's like, do you even know who you are, Sean? Don't ask me, just tell me what you need me for. Tell me how many bars and I will deliver.
Yeah.
You know, but that also speaks to the level of humility that people who actually great are, you know? I tell people all the time, actual great people kind of very humble, because them secure in what them offer, you know? I think that insecure people kind of, do you know who I am? And, you know? Yeah, so them people that we kind of have as role model, you know, people who do it the right way, remain humble, and remember the root of why them do it. And you're there around them and you say, Daniel Marley love music, Stephen Marley loves music.
Yep.
It's not like, it's not like a love, we love music. You know what I mean? So them one day what we teach them, you know what I mean, what we hold near and dear to our heart.
No, definitely. And I mean, obviously, like, you know, working hard as well. Like, you know, 2017, like, you affiliated with Easy Star. You know, Lily of the Valley was your, you know, debut album at the time. You know, you had Natty Pablo in 2020 as, like, your single. And then, like, you followed up with, you know, this album that you got out in this year. So between, like, 2020 and 2021, with the gap, was that because of the pandemic where, you know, there was that big gap, or was it just like you were still working on yourself
Yeah, what happened is we had started working on some of the songs them from 2019. We had a couple tours lined up, and then the pandemic happened and a lot of things got shaky and everybody in the world is unsure. So we too did kind of just ground ourselves, you know, stayed and go and work on the craft. We did have to figure out new ways of creating, but we still had a body of work that we wanted to deliver, and as time did progress, we realized, say, yo, we need to make sure, say, we deliver because reggae needs it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have to make sure, say, we always like we say, we always pour black into the cup where we drink from so often, you know. So yeah, that is just I would say, like,
and obviously, like, you know, with Royal. You know, you got Vybz Kartel, Protege, Stoneboy, who I've met 2 years ago. Really cool dude. Had the pleasure to interview him a few years ago. You know,
monster.
What were your thoughts going in terms of, like, you know, again, was it a natural thing you wanted to reach out to those guys and get them?
Yeah, no. What happened is, I can tell you. Long story short, with the project, we had a conversation that we wanted to put out. You know what I mean? We did have a message where we did want to relate to the people, but we never want to do it in a typical way. We wanted to make sure that the message was there, but the movement was nice and the sounds and melodies were still palatable. You know what I mean? So every single feature was a deliberate pull. You know what I mean? Because I'm still a fan of music, so these are people who I'm a fan of them work, and I figure that they could have enhanced, you know what I mean, whatever the message was or the mood or the movement that particular song did I try push, you know?
And it's interesting with Vybz Kartel as well, because obviously, you know, he's not with us at the moment, but
no,
like,
man, what you mean? But Vybz Kartel is with us, man.
No, I mean, not in the world per se, but he's around, like, you know, working with so many people, like in the current sort of condition he's in now. But, like, how did that connection with Vybz even come about? Because a lot of people seem to be able to work with him considering his circumstances.
Energy, time, universe, and some good individuals.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man, but somebody who may have a high level of respect for. You know what I mean? We did some work together on the Tutanisha project, which is also a brilliant body of work. You know, and then Rich Forever also, nobody else couldn't do that. So by the hook or the crook, it did have to go on. You know, it's like there is and will only ever be one Vybz Kartel. You know, in a this
legendary.
Yeah, legendary is still a small world for somebody where remain on top for that many years. You know what I mean? Sometimes as black people, just because everybody have their own greatness, sometimes we don't really like to acknowledge other people's greatness. You know, but if you're looking at other people's genre, they will never not acknowledge Bruce Springsteen.
Wow.
You know, they will never not acknowledge Billy Joel.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
so
true.
Me, I just one of them youth they want to know, say, for we see our greatness, we have to acknowledge our greats, you know?
Regardless.
Yeah, man.
Regardless. And just a few final questions. You know, I mean, how do you feel that, you know, reggae has changed over the years in its essence? Because I spoke to Cranium last year, and he was saying that, you know, from the times that you would know, like, you know, your Sean Pauls, your TOKs, your Mr. Vegases, your Beanie Mans even, like, you would know from them times. But obviously in our current state now, there are great artists out there, but they're not ones that stick out from, like, say, those guys from back in the day. In terms of now, like, where do you stand in terms of where reggae sits? And obviously you're very conscious of bringing the sound that we've known for years, like, in bringing that reggae sound back.
Reggae nice, man. You have a whole heap of people in a reggae music where you can go fall in love with. You know, that's how me look upon it, and we just have to continue to push more and more good music, good vibrations, and ideas of unified efforts. You know what I mean? For literally just give people somebody else to fall in love with, because that is the idea of a real genre. You know what I mean? If we ask everybody in here, they probably have a different hip-hop artist who is their favorite hip-hop artist right now.
True.
But you have to give thanks that there are enough options out there for you to find someone that you like and come give your energy to hip-hop. You know, so same way with us is whole heap of incredibly talented youths out there where I push some Ras fire. You know what I mean? So just look and you will see and you will find somebody for love, you know?
Yeah, man. And I'm glad that you've been schooling me on a lot today, and this is one of the main interviews where I feel like I've been educated a lot, and I feel it's good to ask questions, but it's also good to learn at the same time. So I really do appreciate your time on that. So I know you're touring. You got City Splash this weekend. And I know you're touring the States afterwards. So, I mean, beyond that, like, what were you looking towards? I mean, obviously, you're pushing the album right now, Royal. So, what's happening?
So after the touring, we're definitely getting back in the studio. We are working on a little project right where we definitely, I gotta get ready. Because for me, I never ever stop working on music. So, right now, the schedule is kids, work, creating the music, and just go and live, you know what I mean, right? We really have to be grateful to be alive, you know what I mean, and there'll never ever be another this time. So, we are going to enjoy it and live with the reality of knowing, say, whatever we do, I gotta be perfect, we are write the book. We're not have to really worry about it.
The book is still being written as we speak.
Yeah, man, we are write it right man. We have the pen in our hand right so.
Yeah, man. Well, Jesse, I wanted to thank you so much for your time, brother. I've been schooled so much, and I've been loving this. So thank you so much for your time, brother.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for your energy and your time, too, and you just keep the love alive,
Yeah.
Love is a real thing,
It is.
Yeah.
It certainly is. Well, if you can tell our audience where they can catch you on all the socials and what's happening for you, the floor is yours, my dude.
Yeah, so Jesse Royal 1 for Instagram and Twitter, JESSEROYAL 1 for Instagram and Twitter. For Facebook is Jesse Royal fan page, JESSEROYAL fan page. And then you can also find me on jesseroyalmusic.com for all of the updates in terms of tour dates and new merch releases as well as new project releases,
Entrepreneurship as well.
And also we have a charity organization, Palace Picnic Foundation.
Nice.
Reach out if you want help or support. We have a whole heap of projects where we are going to take on next year with the help of some other entities in Jamaica. So, yeah, man, anyway you want, tap in.
All right. Well, again, big up yourself, Jesse. And
yeah, man,
Rastafari,
so again,
love.
Rastafari.
Yeah, man. Rastafari stands alone.
Yeah, man.